welcome to Go For Side Effects. I'm your host, Kevin Simon. Y'all know my co-host, John. How you doing, John?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Good. So what are you up to, man?
Just, upright and breathing, as they might say. I'm doing good.
Well, that's good, man. Well, let's get into the nitty-gritty of everything tonight. So I think the last few times we talked, we had people on, we all kind of talked about everything that's going on with, the veterans and everything. So I'm going to give everybody a little bit more of a updated version on what I went through at my last appointment at my neurologist, and also me giving blood. So I went, what was it? When you go down, you give blood down at the VA, you got to sit in that stupid ass line with everybody else and wait for them to call your name. So I went up there, and so I had a sleep study test being done. And before I do sleep study tests, they needed me to go down and get some blood work done. So she sent me RX. What I didn't know is you can't walk up to the front desk and hand them the RX and say, oh, I also need this, because they get really pissed. That guy, I'm sure I even told you that on Monday, but that guy, I don't know if any of y'all have ever been to the VA and had one of the VA workers sit behind a desk that takes phone calls go irate on you. Well, this dude went irate on me. He's like, listen right now. You go downstairs and you hand him that RX, and the nurse has to put it in. And he's screaming at me. I said, whoa, hold on. I said, first off, you're not going to talk to me that way, and you could kiss my ass. I said, this is what the doctor told me to get, and, do you ever deal with that? Have you ever dealt with that?
I knock on wood, I really haven't had that particular type of issue. Nobody getting that irate. I mean, we all have bad days, but I mean, no, not fortunately, I have not ran into that issue. I've definitely ran into the issue where I didn't feel like things were getting done for me, and I was the one getting a little aggressive, but not like that.
Oh, let me tell you, I got irate right back. And I started screaming at him saying, look, you can kiss my ass, shut your mouth before I drag you over the thing. I was so mad. And then the people from the blood, doing the blood, came and got me, and I went back, and they were like, what was going on, Mr. Simon? And I told them. Apparently that guy's rude to every veteran. I was like, well, so I walked out, and I told him, quit your damn job. If you don't like it, get the hell out. And I'm not going to let anybody belittle me. And so needless to say, I didn't get that blood work done because I wasn't going to let anybody, I wasn't going back up there, or I was going to go irate. So after that was at 10:30. I got done. I went to Whataburger. That's a hamburger place that you will try when you come down here around August the 12th. By the way, John is coming down to Texas to stay with me August the 12th, 13th, and 14th. And so we may do a little special thing while he's down here. He's definitely going to eat Whataburger, steak, and anything that sounds really good. So then I had an hour drive to downtown Houston, hour and a half, depends on traffic. So I get to Houston, I do my neurology appointment. And that, to me, was probably one of the best appointments I ever had. He's been studying up on Gulf War illness. He's been studying up on it and learning about it. And he's trying to understand more about what we went through. But what was more remarkable than anything out there was when he wrote up my test results. So while everybody is in the comments section, I am going to post this, and then I'm also going to go over here, and I'm going to show y'all so everybody can see it in the comment section, even when you watch this on Spotify. So when this was 2 months ago, I had my blood work done, and it was 1 month and two. So this was all about three months ago that I had my blood work done. And then also what I'm going to put in the comments on here so everybody can see it, so you know I'm not, telling a fib, is what I don't know why that came up like that. I have no idea. Oh, I didn't press copy. So John, when I went there, he was beside himself, scratching his head, wondering what the heck is going on. And I didn't tell him anything. I didn't say anything. I just kind of kept my mouth shut. And I said, look, I kind of, been exercising and taking good care of myself, because I didn't want to tell him what I've been doing, because I want to go another 3 months and see what the test results come back. Sure. So if I could, y'all please just bear with me 1 second. I'm not the most technical guy in the world, and I probably should have had this preset beforehand, but I didn't. So I am going to select my blood work from 3 months ago, and what my results came back that he wrote. I got them yesterday. And okay, they're going in the comments now. I have no idea why the heck that didn't work. Paste it, put it up there. Okay, it's not pasting. Son of a gun. So I'm going to read them to y'all. And that my blood work, I was at 68.9 for my EEF or EEFGR, I think that's what it's called, in which it was 68.9, so I was 69, so I was 1 point away for stage 3 kidney disease. So I went, got my blood work, comes back, I'm now at 62, flat. So now I'm going backwards. I'm at the lower end of stage 2, about to be normal. So I've been going up steadily for the last year, and now I'm quickly going backwards. Well, on top of that, this is what the doctor wrote in his reports and his findings on all the tests he did on me. I mean, he did all kinds of tests, and this is his report. I think it's quite funny. 51-year-old male with IBS, severe B12 deficiency, Gilbert syndrome, presenting follow-up sensory peripheral neuropathy, essential tremors, EMG consistent with bilateral sensory polyneuropathy in upper and lower extremities. Severe case. So at the bottom of this, he said, continue exercising and all this. So they increased my primidone, increased B12. I'm 600 milligrams of Lyrica and 38 point something milligrams of Velexafen. And so, which he didn't change any of that, and which I'm glad, because I didn't tell him anything. So on here, he puts down here on his report that continue B12 injections, however, do not have crossed adductions anymore. Deferred MRI spine at this time due to the vast improvement in symptoms and gout. And it says hyper paddlers, I guess I'm saying that, however, does not have cross abductions anymore. Numbness seems to have faded away in Mr. Simon. And this is the funny part right here. Balance. Last visit Mr. Simon had imbalance. He couldn't hold himself up, kept falling forward. As now, Mr. Simon's balance is completely back to normal. Mr. Simon, whatever you're doing, keep up the good work. That's exactly what he put in his findings. I mean, it is, I know y'all probably couldn't see that because of light, but you don't get reports like that back from the VA ever. He did not want to go up on my medications. He didn't nothing. He was like, I kept scratching. He's like, I don't understand. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, and while I was walking in, he kept going, kind of looking down, going, something's different about you. He's like, oh, you're wearing tennis shoes. I thought you couldn't wear tennis shoes. I said, I feel better. And I wasn't going to lie to him. I did feel better. And he checked for the pain underneath that didn't have any. My reflexes, because they were about to do some spinal tap thing where they go in and they take pictures and draw stuff out, fluid and stuff like that. He dismissed it all. No more. And y'all want to know why? I'll tell y'all why. This patch that I wear every single day on the back of my neck to stimulate my stem cells. Everybody who is trying this product, it's working. Aaron Clark, who was on just two or 3 weeks ago, could not believe to see his wife get out of pain and for it to be working on him. My mom, Liz, Hope, you, everybody who is trying to do the patch, or not trying, but doing the patch, is seeing a big change inside their bodies. I don't wear the pain patch anymore. And when we say pain patch, we're not talking about pain drugs or anything like that. It's usually using acupunctures. For people with neuropathy, for anybody that has chronic pain, chronic illnesses, I put the link in there. It's goforsideeffectspatches.com. Go look at it. Go study it. Go understand it. But most of all, this product isn't new. The guy who developed it for the Navy SEALs. But not only that, John found a finding that we could not believe yesterday. Let's talk a little bit about that, John.
Right. So, military, the military organization of the Purple Heart provides these patches for those individuals that have received the Purple Heart to keep them out of pain. So, probably over a decade ago by now, I think. And they've provided over 43,000 individuals with these to keep them out of pain. So metal given these to keep them out of pain. How phenomenal is that? And I was reading about this and I was pretty well astonished. I mean, I wasn't surprised because I understand now myself, getting out of pain, but that speaks volumes when you're giving these individuals these patches specifically to keep them out of pain.
But
that is
but
that says a lot,
right?
And this organization, has decided to do this, and I personally, I'd love to have somebody who's
John.
Go ahead,
John. The reason you broke up in the very beginning, okay? So the Purple Heart Foundation in Polk County, Florida, I believe was 43,000 pain patches, and they give them away for free for people that have earned a Purple Heart. From the same company that we're asking all y'all just to go take a look at to understand it. The investors are going to invest next week, and so I'm going to be ordering patches that I can send out to everybody. I know we're having a little bit of problem with our email on the Go For Patches site. So y'all can always email us at kevinsimon@goforsideeffects.com. Okay, so you can always email us there. But the reason that we're going to press this, we're going to do this once a month to give an update, especially now that John's been doing it for what, about a month and a week?
About a month, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And so John, when it's time for him, I think we'll do another month away. We're going to give an update because that will be my third month. I've only been in this for 2 months. Y'all want to talk about your chronic fatigue, your brain fog, your neuropathy, fibromyalgia, chronic pain, your stem cells starting to work, more energy. And I mean, my forehead used to be discolored with rash and rashes on my back. They're gone. So that speaks volumes to me. I mean, if people want to call it psychological, shit, I'll take it. I mean, to me, and everybody who has tried it, it's been benefiting them. But
there's a tremendous amount that excuse me, there's a tremendous amount that these patches offer. Now, we concentrate heavily on getting rid of the pain, which it clearly does, but there's a lot of other benefits. There's a lot more patches this organization has developed, one of which helps with weight loss. Now I know everybody could say diet and exercise, which is pretty standard. That's SOP, right? Standard operating procedure, right? Diet and exercise. That's easier said than done for some folks, especially if you're in pain. Like for myself, prior to getting on these patches, I noticed that I was slowly getting less and less movement because of the pain. I was eating less because, again, once I consume food, and I had a lot of people over the last several years, suggest to me that it's what I'm eating. Maybe that's what's causing it, and I know that not to be the case. I mean, they were just trying to be helpful, but it's just because food equal pain. Now, granted, I'm guilty of eating the wrong things. Not always the best quality meals. But that being said, there are patches that will help you lose weight. There are patches that will help with your energy, which I'm not sure if you've tried them, Kevin. I have, and they do help me with my energy. You put them on and you might not feel effects for about 20-30 minutes. It's not as immediate as one set of patches we use for pain, but give it about 30 minutes and you do feel a sense of wanting to go more. It's not like drinking an energy drink. It's not like that. It's just that you feel better and your body does
right,
exactly what
and
they're designed to do, give you more energy.
And with the energy ones, also, I put them on my kidneys because they help with kidney function, liver function, pancreas, and all that stuff. There's one for gut to help your digestive system. I mean, there's one for muscles, one for your brain. There's so much out there, and just think, it's 100% money back guarantee. So the first month you don't feel like it's working, hell, go out there and get your money back. But for Desert Storm veterans, I understand y'all tried everything. At least you think you did. But give this a shot. Try it. That's all we're saying. Give this a shot. Yes, the podcast does make money, but we put that money right back in 100% to buy patches for the veterans who need them. And I mean, I wish this would be worldwide with every Gulf War vet worldwide, because this will change. This will give your life back. That's how I believe it. And we're not saying it's a cure, but I tell you, you'll function better in life with this. And I mean, I was very blessed. I truly believe I was there to meet Ann, and when Hope invited me to talk about our podcast at the VFW, and Ann got me out of pain. And my mom was like, you know what? I truly believe that could be one of the reasons God put you there, is so you can help the vets out. I mean, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to every single day. I talk to veterans. I explain things, help them with the VSO. Matter of fact, I got to call one tomorrow that he's going to be on a show in a couple weeks. I'm not going to say what his name is because I'm actually going to be singing on the podcast. John will not like this at all.
You're going to sing.
The producer
Okay.
will probably hit me with a baseball bat or something to get me to stop singing. But with, I mean, the guy didn't know. He thought he was by himself. We've been doing this for 2 years, and then he found the show, and he was like, man, it's good to finally talk to somebody that understands and all this. But you know, there's a lot of good organizations out there that can help you. And me and John, before he came on, he was telling me about his neighbor. And go ahead and kind of explain to everybody what happened with your neighbor, and get for him to get help, some more help.
Okay, so off the subject of the patches, and my neighbor's an older gentleman in his 90s. I just think he turned 90. He's a Korean War vet, and he's actually not service connected for disability, but he has some issues. And I'm like, okay, let's see if we can help you out. And so I did a little research. I called up the VA. I kind of already knew what the answer is going to be in that department. So I mentioned it to his son. I said, here's your dad, he's having some problems with his teeth, and he needed some new dentures. And his son actually was going to see the dentist for himself and mentioned something to his dentist about it, and his local dentist. So now this is my neighbor's son again. He just mentioned to his dentist, and his dentist was aware that there was help available for veterans through the state. And I'm like, oh, so my neighbor went into our local VSO and talked to her about it. And she goes, oh yeah, no, we can help you with that. And I'm like, okay. And it turns out in his particular situation, he is going to get a full set of dentures. This was a cost of around $3,200 for a new set of dentures, and it's being paid through the state of Iowa through their lotteries monies that they use. And that's how it's used in this state to help veterans, for a multitude of different things. But dentist work is one of them. So he's getting a new set of dentures. And I think that's pretty damn phenomenal. I did not know that was an option, because I just get on the assumption of one thing. Okay, if you're not service connected, at 100%, you're kind of SOL. Well, that's not the case. Now, there is I would highly suggest to anybody, go talk to your local VSO, say, hey, I heard this, and let them walk through the procedure with you. Now, I know what it is. There is a amount of money that you can make to qualify for this, but let's put it this way. If you can, even if you're not able to get the whole cost covered, maybe you can get half the cost covered. Because let's face it, everybody knows dentistry is expensive. Best case scenario in the civilian world, if you got insurance, you're probably at best only going to have 50% of whatever dental procedure covered. And for a veteran, you can plausibly get 100% coverage, like to say if you need dentures or if you need a crown or whatever the case is. So go see your local VSO. And if that VSO does not give you the information, like we've said before, go to another one and go to another one, because they're not all the same.
No, and that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up, because
So
a lot of Go For vets that I've talked to lately, I did not know that a lot of them, their teeth are falling out. So I don't know if that's a presumptive, because I've never looked at that. But I was talking to a guy the other day. It's like, hey man, I was in Desert Storm, all my teeth are falling out. I'm like, he wasn't the first one or second or third. It's been several. But I'm gonna get back to the patches. Bubba asked, where can he get them? Bubba, I sent you the link under there. It's www.go4sideeffectspatches.com. And give them a shot. 100% money back guarantee. They will help you. And guys, and when you get these patches, contact me. If you need my number, let me know right off the side. Send me a message, and I'll give you my phone number, and I'll explain more what they do, because there's just so much out there. But I swam in the ocean with these things, and they didn't fall off. I just want everybody to know that, because I thought it was really weird.
Next thing you're going to tell, don't tell them that. We don't want to hear about the Speedo, though. Okay.
I didn't wear a Speedo. I wore a thong. No.
Oh, damn.
I was just kidding.
Okay.
But no. In all seriousness, it was nice to get a report finally from the VA, where the VA wasn't putting more drugs down my throat. If I took all the medications the VA gave me, I wouldn't have enough time in the day to take them. That's the sad part. They don't treat the problem. They treat the symptoms. Here, we want to help with both, to see what we can get done, what can help. They're clinically safe. They're patented. I mean, they follow the FDA guidelines. And if Purple Heart gives them out to the vets, it's worth trying. And you do have to be a Purple Heart recipient at that, too. I don't know if I brought that up. I don't know if you have to be from Florida or whatever. But 43,000. They gave the patches out. 43,000 vets. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, and it's been obviously increased since then, because that's been a little while. But as Kevin and I will never suggest again, we don't, these patches, we're not suggesting it's going to cure the things that we're dealing with as veterans. We're saying your quality of life will vastly improve with these patches. And we know that it'll get rid of the pain extraordinarily quickly, and you will feel better over the course of time. That course of time might be a day or two, it might be a week or a month, but
yeah, because everybody's body's different.
Made it very clear. Say again?
Everybody's
yes,
body
everybody
is different.
Yes, and you will need to. There are some things that as you talk to us and you'll learn, and we'll guide you through. It's not a difficult process at all. Putting the patch is very simplistic, but you have to, you do have to keep your body hydrated. That's very,
you gotta
very
drink
important.
a lot of water. But number one, you need to drink a bunch of water. Number one, you drink coconut water. I don't know why people do not drink more coconut water, except for if you cannot stand the taste. But coconut water, this even comes from neurologists and urologists and, all the doctors. The best thing that you can put inside your body as far as fluids is not water. It's definitely not Dr. Pepper, which sucks because that is my favorite drink, but it is coconut water. And I I like coconut water, and so I drink. I try to drink about 24 ounces of coconut water, and then I'll drink regular water. I mean, the way the neurologist put it to me, 24 ounces is like drinking 48 ounces glasses of water. That's the difference. And I
Oh,
feel
okay.
hydrated, and especially if you're in 100-degree weather. And when you're dealing with chronic fatigue, you're dealing with all that, and you're going out in 100-degree weather, you're like that. You're just wiped out. There isn't shit you can
Yeah.
do about it. It's just that. I hope my mom's not watching because I said shit now 3 times. But uh, with, I remember one time, and I used to brag about how well I didn't have to go to the bathroom all the time. You know, I could hold it forever. Well, that's because my body was freaking dehydrated. What would
Mm.
happen? I'd get kidney stones. And
Oh.
this right here, as far as hope will tell everybody, uh, I'm hoping this will prevent me from having them. So that's why I wear the patches, the energy patches on my kidneys, because for kidney function, and my kidneys don't hurt anymore. That's the weird thing. My kidneys don't hurt anymore. And I'm not going to say, okay, so I got to tell y'all this story. I know it's off the line. It was through the VA. I was coming home, and I was so excited about the news and how happy the doctor was, I stopped and got gas. I cannot believe I'm going to tell this story, but I like telling embarrassing stories because I like everybody to have a good laugh. So yours truly here, Kevin, decided that he was going to pump gas. As I was trying to get on a Zoom call with John and everybody else, I drove off with the pump in my truck without taking
I
it out.
can't believe that's for real. You told me that. I thought there is no way he actually did that.
There is. I swear to God, I did. And I mean, and I stopped because I heard a pop, and I was like, "Oh shit, what do I do?" So I took out my tank, and I walked over. I put it up. Nobody was around any pump, so I jumped in my truck and I left. And of course, my wife was like, "Oh my God, we're gonna have the cops show up." But what I found out, they have a quick disconnect, so if it happens, all they do is click it right back in. So nothing really happened. So
Oh,
when you get good
oh,
news, and
okay.
and you're happy, and you're trying to do 12 different things when you're at a gas pump, make sure you kind of take the handle out of the gas tank and put it back up after you pump gas before driving away. Hey, you know what? I don't mind telling on myself because
Wow.
a lot of people can relate to when you're in a good mood, stuff going on. Now, the short term memory, my kids still worry about that. So that's something I guess I haven't tried the working on the brain yet, which I think that's going to be my next segment. Not talking, but I'm going to do with the patches is go for brain function and see if it will help with the short term memory because mine sucks. My head is clear,
Yeah.
but
Same here.
but when I feel it's like my body doesn't know what to do because it feels good. My body knew what to do when it hurt. It hurt. And that's the other thing. Let's talk about depression, everybody. We still got a little bit of time. I want to talk a little bit about depression on this because a lot of us are depressed. This helps with depression. And I can tell you when you're in pain and when you don't, and especially going to VA will give you PTSD. I don't give a shit who you are. But when you are depressed or when you're hurting, that makes you depressed. When you feel good about yourself and your body's feeling good, what does that do? It raises your spirits back up. It takes that depression away. You know, we're all looking for answers, and we have it now. We got the answers to help. Does it take your disability away? I had that question the other day. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't take your disability away. Well, aren't you scared to tell the VA about how good you're feeling? Shit, no. I want them to know I'm feeling pretty damn good because something they didn't do.
Hmm.
Their medicines don't work on us. And the more medicine,
They don't.
no, all they're doing is putting toxins inside of our body.
Yep.
And there's people who believe in Western medicine. There's people who believe in Eastern medicine. I lean now toward the Eastern medicine, the holistic side. I mean, holistic, I know people, marijuana is holistic and natural herbs and all kinds of stuff. I just believe in that side more than I believe in taking what we're taking now. I've been asked, does it help with addiction? I heard it does. I heard you have to be on it for a little while and it starts helping with addiction, and which is great because a lot of us do have addictions. I dip. I chew tobacco. That's an addiction. I wish I could quit. I can't because I used to. That was my relieving point. Was going to that. I hurt. I want to dip. I'm pissed. I want to dip. I hurt. I want to dip. I'm happy. I still, but I'm hoping to get off of it. I'm hoping to alcohol. I talked to a lot of guys who drink alcohol. I talked to a lot of guys who do marijuana and drugs. I talked to a lot of guys with pills. It does. It will help with that. It takes time, but it will help with that. But we're also here to help you. Now, I just want to look through the comments, John, and I want to uh, see if anybody has,
Well,
you know,
well, you look through the comments and I'll talk here a little bit. I
okay.
know there's a lot of people out there. We are Americans. We all want instant gratification. Um, Anything we do, that's just how we're wired. That's because we're in the United States and you know, we have it. If you don't know how good you have it, you haven't been to a foreign country. That being said, these patches that we're talking about that has helped us so much. Keep in mind that us veterans, because of all of our exposures, the things that we've had put in our bodies, and the things that we've been put through, you know, think of what we're saying, how these patches work on us, let alone a civilian that has never been through what we've been through. And so that works that much more incredible for them. It's working on us, and some of us it's working a little quicker than others, but it's working, for crying out loud. And Kevin and I both said from the very beginning, we're not ever going to suggest something that we personally haven't tried. We know for a fact that it works. Um, and it's not, we're not suggesting it's a miracle thing, but is phenomenally good,
Oh, I'm going to
and
suggest it's a miracle
there's
for
nothing
me.
going into your body.
I'm,
So
I,
that's one of the biggest things.
I'll say it's a
Well,
miracle for,
yeah,
for, for me.
so yeah, I'll take that back. That is what I refer to as
It,
I'm amazed at what it's done for you. I mean, it's working on me, a little slower progression, but it's working. I'm doing things I couldn't even think about doing 6 months ago, 8 months ago, even. Because things were just getting worse for me on a daily basis. You
I'm
know,
wearing tennis shoes for the,
look at
and
you.
and I haven't been able to wear tennis shoes. I wear cowboy boots all the time. It's the only thing that made my feet feel good. And I mean, that's the joy of it. Is, and I want to go do stuff. Now I don't have to ride a scooter at Disney. you
Wow.
know,
So yeah,
uh,
that's
you
pretty
know,
incredible right there.
52 years old, I was on a scooter at Disney. I could walk all of Disney, and I know it. I know I could, and it wouldn't hurt. I'm on my feet. I cut hair all day. Elizabeth, Hope can tell y'all. Elizabeth, I've known her for forever, and standing on my feet. At the end of the day, it hurt. Not anymore. I enjoy cutting hair again, and
Yeah.
that's
So
the cool
it's
part.
so you're enjoying your job again. You
Yeah.
know, where my son actually asked me, is he getting pains in his hand. I said, yeah, I mean, Kevin's having problems with his hand, holding on to things. He's on his feet for 12 hours now, but now you can enjoy the work again because, I mean, if you're able to work, most people, I would hope, that enjoy what it is that they've chose to do for a living. We want to have, most people want a sense of success at the end of the day. I have accomplished this or I've accomplished that. Because you go through life in just a misery all the time, it's a long life. But
It
if you
is.
can get back to enjoying things, how wonderful is that? So, you know,
I mean, there isn't any more I can say. There isn't any more that I can tell y'all. In the comments, y'all go up there and look. I put it. I put our website up there. 100% goes back to the vets. And I mean, there's
yeah,
a lot of vets out there that I want to reach. I mean, I want every veteran around the world, not Desert Storm veterans, even the ones who served with us in other countries. I want it to them
oh
too.
yeah,
I want everybody uh, to be able to benefit like we have so far, and the ones who've tried it. But with that being said,
yeah.
is there anything else you got left, John?
No, I just appreciate everybody listening. And again, just all we can do is say, take our word for it, take a leap of faith. We'll send you some trial patches if need be, so you can feel it for yourself. Because yes, I know it's a little bit difficult for a lot of veterans to understand, if these aren't so amazing, why aren't we seeing them everywhere? Because it's word of mouth. The VA, even my VA, didn't was not fully aware of everything yet, and it's going to take time. Meaning, time for us to spread the word. That sounds, but it is exactly that.
It
You know,
is. It
try
is.
something that your own that your fellow veterans have come across, and believe in us. Believe us, fellow veterans, that we found something that's going to change your world.
And let me tell y'all, it took John about a month before I yelled at him to freaking try the
Guilty,
damn patches.
guilty,
I mean,
guilty.
when Liz walked into the barbershop, I was like, here, I'm going to try this on you. And she immediately started crying. Sorry, Liz. She's in the comments, so I want to get beat up for saying that. But I want to wish every one of y'all, a healthy life. Eat right, drink right, get off the drugs, get off the alcohol, get on these patches. Let's start healing together, teaching every veteran around the world this will work. But for everybody, I want y'all to have a great night. God bless. Thank you. Thank you for listening to Go For Side Effects. If you have a story or you would like to share or just come on with any comments or questions, please email me at kevinsimon@goforsideeffects.com.